What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Shootin the Sith. I am your host, Robert Slavinsky, and I'm doing things a little bit differently lately. If you are a follower or fan of my other show, Bridging the Geekdoms, you'll notice that my free talk episodes, which are short 20 or so minute episodes, sometimes lately have been shorter, I have been doing them from my car as I'm driving home from work. I want to get more content out there. I want to talk more about the things I love in the pop culture world. So that's what I'm doing, and I decided to do that here today with Shootin the Sith, seeing if it works. I intended Shootin the Sith to be a once-a-month podcast, but there's some information I want to talk about. There's things I want to get out there. In this specific episode, I want to talk about The Mandalorian and how hyped I am for Season 2 coming out in less than a few weeks here. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So how's everybody doing? This is going to be on my podcast stream as well. So if you're somebody who's jumping on the YouTube channel, make sure you also hop over onto Spotify, onto the Apple Podcasts, onto the Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts now. You can find Shootin the Sith, hit that subscribe button there, hit your subscribe button here, hit that like button, because the more interaction I see with all of you, the better. That's the whole thing. I want to make sure I'm doing this for you guys. I don't want to just be talking to myself all the time, but maybe I am. I don't know. I enjoy doing it, though. I hope you enjoy listening. So, The Mandalorian, Season 2. It is coming out on October 30th. We got a trailer a couple weeks ago. The trailer. Oh, my gosh. Man, that trailer was good. It didn't give us a lot. What it did give us, though, was what we all expected. The Mandalorian is going to take the child and attempt to find where the child belongs. Does he belong with the Jedi? Does he belong? Are we going to learn who his species are? What his species is? That kind of stuff. That's what we're going to be definitely diving into in Season 2. They're going to be diving into. So I'm absolutely looking forward to it. I hope you're all looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fantastic season for sure. Now, what can we expect? There have been rumors. There has been speculation. There have been scoops falling left and right for the last year now, almost a year, since Season 1 ended. The biggest one, in my opinion, this is the biggest one, is the addition of Ahsoka Tano in The Mandalorian. Now, we all know, if we've watched Rebels, if we've watched the Clone Wars, we all know who Ahsoka Tano is. She was a Padawan of Anakin Skywalker, who went into hiding after Order 66 decimated the Jedi and the Jedi Order. She came out of hiding in Rebels, the end of Season 1 and through Season 2, and she popped up here and there throughout the few seasons of Rebels that we got. I believe it was 5 seasons, actually. She played a very important role in the arc for Darth Maul. She played a very important role in what happened with Thrawn and the heroes of Rebels. But at the end, the final episode of Rebels, we see Ahsoka Tano, kind of like Gandalf the White in a way, if you ask me, and kind of like doing that reference there, that correlation, because she is much older, much wiser, and has been through some shit. So she has this knowledge that she wants to push forward. But her, at the very end of Rebels, which the final episode takes place after the fall of the Empire in Return of the Jedi, after the Death Star battle in Return of the Jedi, we see her and Sabine Wren, who just so happens to be of Mandalorian descent, head off on a mission to find our friend. Now, here's my whole thing. We know that Ahsoka's alive then. They're off searching together. You have the Mandalorian, who may have a connection to Sabine. So there you have it. I think that's how we're going to see this connection come about. Now, the big rumor that was going around was Rosario Dawson, who is absolutely adorable and gorgeous. She is an amazing actress. one of my favorite movies that she's in is Clerks 2. I just think that really gets down to her comedic levels and just the fun that she has and brings to the screen. But she is cast as Ahsoka Tano, which I think is a fantastic casting, if you ask me. Now, how much of it are we going to get in season 2 of The Mandalorian? That's a good question. I don't know. Now, IMDb, which cannot be taken as fact because it can be manipulated by almost anybody, similar to Wikipedia, has her down for one episode. What does that mean? Well, it could be an earlier episode, could be an episode at the beginning, in the middle of the season, could be at the end. I don't think this whole plot with the child is going to end in this season. I really believe that Ahsoka is going to pop up near the end of the season, maybe maybe a hint of her in the beginning, middle of the season. But I don't think she's really going to get to flourish as a character until the end of the season, and she will be a main character in her own show, which is rumored for Disney Plus. It would be sort of a spin-off of that. So that's what I kind of see happening there. Now, when it comes down to Sabine Wren's going to pop up there, that's an interesting theory because we don't have any true information on that. We know Sasha Banks from WWE fame has been cast in The Mandalorian season 2. A lot of people think that there's been some manipulation of who this character is going to be playing. Some think that she's going to be playing Sabine Wren. From what we saw of her in the trailer, though, I don't so much believe that it's going to be Sabine Wren as much as it's going to be some sort of mystical force user of some sort. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It's kind of speculation based off of what I saw in the trailer. I would let comments. Just let me know. Hit me up on Twitter at @RSlavinsky. Tell me what you think is going to happen with Sabine Wren, if she will even pop up in season 2. Now, I do want to mention here, this is still a new thing for me, doing these live things in the car. If for any reason I happen to lose service or the video goes out, I do apologize. I will continue on as best as I can. If it happens to go out, I will just continue on later or tomorrow. I will finish my thoughts. Now, back to it. Temuera Morrison is also rumored to be cast, or I don't think it's even rumored now. I think it is officially that he has been cast. Now, Temuera Morrison, for those who don't know, was the character who played Jango Fett and all of the clones in episode 2 and episode 3, and was the basis of all the clones. Now, what could they be doing? Now, some people were thinking that it could be Captain Rex. Some people are saying that it's going to be Boba Fett. Some people say some different things. I don't even know. I don't want to speculate because we do know that Timmy Theolophon has also been cast for season 2 of The Mandalorian, and that he will be donning the Boba Fett armor. It's a little weird to me, but it looks like they might be treating Boba Fett as a title, similar to how people view James Bond's title, where it's kind of the 007 title is passed down from one generation to the next to keep the mysticism or the myth of that bounty hunter alive. That's a cool theory and cool thought. I just think that people are not going to like that if that's the way they go. I don't mind it. I'm all for it. I'm all for building on to the lore of Boba Fett. I know that he's an overrated character in this series, but it's not that I hate him. I just think that, I think he's overrated to a certain extent. Now, what else do we have? Honestly, there's not much more that we got in regards to the season 2 of this show. I'm looking forward to a lot of the interactions between the child and the Mandalorian. I want to see some of the Force abilities that the child is starting to learn to use. I want to see the adventures. I want to see it more of a less of an episodic, not episodic. I just want to see a continued story from one episode to the next, similar to season 1. I don't want to see them fall into this episodic formula where there's like a villain of the week type of thing. I don't want to see that. I want to see them really push this narrative and story forward because honestly, guys, I love what they did in season 1, and I want to see them push it forward. But this kind of leads me to my next thing. There are a lot of rumors going around, and I'm not going to sit here and say that they're true or false. I am going to sit here and say, be wary of what you're hearing. There's been a lot of talk that Pedro Pascal has left being the Mandalorian, left the show. But I've also heard that that is untrue. The rumor that he left is based off of some really wacky and odd speculation that he, for some odd reason, wanted more screen time for his face and wanted to be in the suit less, that it was uncomfortable. Now, you have to realize, it's kind of like being in a superhero movie. When you get cast in these things, you know what you're getting into. You know you're going to be in uncomfortable situations, being in a suit for long hours, long periods of the week while shooting. So it's hard for me to believe that that is something that is actually transpired. Could he be upset with the direction of the story? That's very possible. Because that's some other things. There's been rumor and speculation that Lucasfilm, much like they have done with their films, has kind of jumped in and decided to put a wrench into some things, put a wrench in what they're doing in regards to the story and trying to lead Filoni and Favreau in a different direction than what they intended, which we know what has happened with Lucasfilm over the last, 8 years since Disney has taken over. A lot of things going on behind the scenes and manipulation of different stories, that it's baffling to me. And that's why, to me, that rumor specifically could be true. That is something that I could definitely look and see, what possibility of being factual. I could see that being something that is going on. And that could also be something that is leading to Pedro Pascal wanting to leave the show because of all of the meddling that Disney and or Lucasfilm or Kathy Kennedy has been doing in regards to season 2. So let me know down in the comments what you think. Hit me up on the twits at @Levinsky. Let me know your excitement for season 2 of The Mandalorian. I cannot wait. I mean, we are less than a month away. We're less than 3 weeks away at this point. I cannot wait for this to pop up or to come out, and I cannot just, you have no idea. You really have no idea. It's been a while since I've gotten excited over a TV show. The Boys, excellent show, love it. But my excitement for The Mandalorian season 2 is much higher than even my excitement was for The Boys. So follow me on Twitter. Hit that subscribe button on here because there's going to be a lot more videos. If you take a look, I have some videos coming up over the next. I have another one tomorrow I'm doing. I'm going to talk about why the sequel trilogy is so is looked at so poorly by the fans. Why it's been received so poorly by the fans. Next week I have one where I'm going to dive deep into Kylo Ren, and on my drive home we're going to discuss Kylo Ren and defending who he is and understanding who he is as a character and why, in my opinion, he is the best thing to come out of the sequel trilogy. I'm also going to talk about some other things, so make sure you find them. Hit that reminder button so you're reminded of when the videos start. And thanks for listening. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the show. Again, this is my drive home. A 25-minute drive home. I'm doing this video a little quicker because I didn't have much more to do. But I do want to say this. Head over to spoilerverse.com. Spoilerverse.com is such an amazing website. You got Shootin the Sith. You got my other show, Pushing the Geekdoms. You got our flagship show, Spoiler Country. Plus, you're getting daily articles, breaking news, press releases, so much more, and all things pop culture, including Star Wars. So make sure you check out spoilerverse.com for some amazing content. Help support us. We're growing. We're getting bigger. Exciting things are happening. So make sure you check out spoilerverse.com. With all that said, guys, thank you very much for listening. I will talk to all of you tomorrow. And, of course, be